What do you do when a client doesn't seem to listen on a call? Hi guys, my name is Deepak Shukla, founder at the Pearl Lemon Group. We're a business growth and development agency based in the UK, USA, as well as serving clients worldwide. And here today, in day number 80, we're here to talk about what to do when a client just doesn't seem to be listening on a call. But before we get into it, if you need any support with communication within your team or with your clients, please just reach out to us. And then outside of that, please do click the link in the description below to get access to 7 additional strategies that are not shared in this training. So yeah, look, it's going to be challenging sometimes because you're just going to get clients that they don't respond, as in they don't listen. You're like, it's going to take us 2 weeks to start generating leads, and then they're like, okay, so so when can we expect the lead? So what? And it's like, did you not hear what I just said? So I want to say that you need to. So when a client doesn't listen, just repeat what you said. But when you repeat what you said, do not use the expression "as I was saying, Frank," because that's just rude. And it may be the client is distracted, maybe the client is just focused too much on results, but you don't want to use expressions such as I was saying, as I said earlier, because it seems a little bit pissy and it won't get the response you want from a client. What you want to say instead is, yeah, sorry, I don't know if it was clear earlier, but we need 2 weeks to generate leads. Now, I know you're going to want it sooner. I know that, and hear what I'm saying now. So you want to repeat what you said, but you want to repeat what you said and expand and reinforce what it is you were saying, okay? So if you say, look, Frank, we're going to need 2 weeks to generate leads, and then you have a chat, and then Frank said, okay, great, so, when can I expect leads? You'd say, oh, Frank, so listen to me now in terms of what to do. So Frank, sorry, I'm not sure if it wasn't clear earlier. So we're going to need 2 weeks to start generating leads. Now, to be clear, because I just want to make sure that we're not confused, is that we need those 2 weeks to set up the actual targeting, to generate the emails, to start the initial activity, and in starting the activity, the email numbers that go out, the LinkedIn numbers that go out are quite small. So don't expect any leads for 2 weeks. Now today's the 24th, so 2 weeks would be let's see, the 31 days this month. Do not expect any leads before the 7th of June. Okay, do not expect any leads before the 7th of June. Does that make sense, Frank? Yes, it does. So do you see what I did there? That when a client doesn't seem to listen, you want to repeat what you said, but you want to phrase it nice, tactfully, and then you want to expand and reinforce what it is that you're saying, because then it can ultimately become crystal clear when you go for the expansion and reinforcement, and then you want to follow up with the same message on email so that there's written evidence of it. So on the email, you want to say, "Great conversation, great to talk to you earlier today, Frank. As discussed, we're going to be working on creating the email account, scraping the emails, doing all of the setup, and we will expect to begin seeing leads by and not before the 7th of June. Just want to confirm, Frank, this all makes sense. If you don't reply to this email just here, I'll assume that you're all good with that. Regardless, hope you have a good day. How's your dog? This and that. Thank you so much." So when you follow up with the same message on email, you underline, "I'll assume no answer is yes, that's all good." So do you see what I'm doing there? It's basically about covering your back, covering your behind, covering your cards, because you're just saying, look, this is what we discussed on the call. This is exactly what we're doing. If you don't have time to respond to just this one, or can you confirm that all makes sense? If I don't hear from you, we'll assume no news is good news, and that we're just good to move the campaign forward. So then you, between those 4 really, and the 4 is 0, which is you tell them, they don't seem to listen. You repeat what you said, but you expand and reinforce what it is that you're saying. you ask them, and probably what I haven't done is 3, confirm, get them to acknowledge that it makes sense. That would be 3. 4 would be follow up with the same message on email, and then 5 is, I'll assume, so 5 is, I assume no answer is yes, that's all good. And between all of those 5 steps, repeating what you said, expanding and reinforce what it is that you're saying, getting them to acknowledge, does that make sense, Frank? Is that all clear with you, Frank? Does that work for you, Frank? And then following up with the same message on email, and assuming and writing into the email, I'll assume that no answer is a yes, that's all good, that if they don't respond. And then in that way, you've got your back covered effectively. Now, if clients beyond that don't seem to listen, then what you need to do is refer back to the evidence, and that should be in the form of the recorded call. And on the call, when that moment comes up, okay, where a client doesn't seem to listen or doesn't seem to understand, make sure you make a note of what moment within the call that happened, because then you can link to that moment in the call. So whenever there's an issue of contention or dispute, or they're like, I don't remember you saying that, or why haven't we got leads sooner, or why hasn't this happened, you can refer back to the evidence where they acknowledge it both on the call and on email, and then there's just nothing really much for a client to say. So I hope that makes sense. These are the 6 strategies that you can engage with when a client doesn't seem to listen to a call. And again, please do comment, like, and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. Thanks so much.